Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where you lot in the comments get to run the show. So get your sporting questions in, people. It's any sport, past or present. So it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, it can be UFC, Formula One, NFL, whatever you want to ask about, people. So get your questions in the chat, people. We're already at 8 likes, so let's pump that up. Let's get into double figure likes. Make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, you hit the like button on the video. Just as important as that, just as important, make sure you hit the share button as well. All them social media apps you are active on, just click the share button. Or that's me, Flawless, on Twitter and Instagram, and Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. You can retweet a like from the Twitter. You can share from the Instagram. Either or is fine. Make sure you're following both accounts as well. And just as important, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. It is road to 6K, people. It is road to 6K. Big up to everyone who was locked in to Big 6 Months. Big up to everyone who was locked in earlier here to Doing the Most as well. Get your questions in. And members as well, let me not forget, if you are a member of the channel, your comment, your question takes priority like a super chat, people. So link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Taz is in the building. Victor's also in the building as well. Monts is also here. Big 6 Bands raid, love to see it. Shout out the Big 6 Bands gang as well. Really H says lateness is greatness. It really is. Marcel says big up Flawless and the gang every time. Y'all know what to do, people. Pay the toll before you enter. Smash the likes. Facts. Big up Shane as well. Big up X, who says big up Flawless and everyone. Like and subscribe, says Shane. Yes, make sure you hit the raid. But make sure you hit the raid. Large up everyone who's joined from the raid as well. Taz, what are you telling me though? You good?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Hopefully everyone else is good as well.
Yeah, man, 100%. Victor, what are you telling me? You blessed?
I'm all good, man. Just every sport I support now. Shit, man. Sorry,
for
every
real,
team
bro.
I support in every sport, man.
For
Shit,
real,
man.
Why, man? What happened, Victor? Talk to us. Why? What's going on?
Mercedes are finished, man.
Yeah,
I can't be honest.
We're actually
Chelsea are finished.
And
Chelsea are done.
Is it just those two?
AJ's finished. That's about it. Anthony Joshua. Like, if he's taking L's everywhere.
You don't think he beats Franklin?
I think he does, but like, what does it mean? Like, it means nothing. Like, seriously. Like the fight Fury.
He's not finished. Yeah, he'll lose to Fury, but Fury beats everybody, so you can't really hold that against him. And he has a puncher's chance. He has a puncher's chance against Fury. He does.
Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see Fury allow him to like give him punches like that.
Well, like, he has a puncher's chance, but we continue to get your questions in. Big up Shane, big up Manja. We'll be doing a members Q&A on Twitch on Friday as well. So if you want to join that, link for the membership. So the members Q&As run just like the sports Q&As on here. Only difference is they're on the Twitch, and instead of being joined by the regular panelists, I'm joined by the members of the channel. Muley Hayes says Joshua still hasn't recovered from his mental breakdown. When did he have a mental breakdown? I missed that.
The Usyk thing.
Is that what people are saying? It was a mental breakdown. I just thought that he was just one, concussed, and two, just hella frustrated. I think that's where that stems from. Yeah, I don't think it was a mental breakdown. That shit's hilarious though. The memes out of that shit was jokes, man.
Benga, man. Benga's a fool, man. You should have stopped him.
I don't know what's happening, but it's not nice. Oh, that's great. At the end of the day, brilliant.
You know what's funny about that clip is Eddie Hearn was like trying to get him to stop, but he knows that AJ will fucking outpower him, so he didn't even bother.
What are you gonna do? This is a heavy 6'6", a heavyweight champion of the world. Like, what are you going to do? Let that man grab the mic and see what he got to say. Yeah, he caught a WWE promo. I thought it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed.
It's the funniest thing of 2022, 100%.
Yeah, I still use that. Like I said, I still use that meme to this day. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
I see that all the time.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's happening, but it's not nice at the end of the day. Yo, that shit is great. I've used that. Yo, sure, man. This guy. It's the way he grabbed the mic and did it as well. Yo, man, grabbed the mic like he was.
You know what's funny? You know so funny. Usyk didn't understand a word he was saying. He was just watching.
Yeah, Usyk knew that something was wrong because he took the Ukrainian flag. Like he was like, yeah, this ain't right. Something's off here. You know what I'm saying? Something's off here. 100%. Malcolm says, big up the man named Large up to Malcolm as Well, Shane says, all right, let's get to this. You lot, get your questions in. I will start the better questions as well. And of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to your question as well. The Flawless and the gang, who's your favorite female boxer? I don't have one. I don't really watch female boxing like that. What about you two?
I don't have one as well.
Yeah, I don't watch. I don't follow female
Alicia
boxing.
Baumgartner.
Okay,
Alicia
first.
Baumgartner. If you know, you know.
First. Yeah, I know exactly what you're getting at. It's not for her boxing skills, but we just gonna bypass it. You know
Nah. She's bad as hell, but she can box.
Yeah, sure, innit? You forget when you was drunk and jumped on a Q&A.
Hey, no, I don't drink. Hey, relax, man, relax. I don't drink.
All right, you don't drink. All right. What I say is, remember when you was, infatuated and showing in love with Rihanna and you jumped on stream? Remember that?
Relax,
what you said?
Relax.
You don't even remember what you said?
Relax.
You don't even remember
Relax.
what you said? This guy fell in love with Rihanna, You was tripping.
Who said I fell out of love, man?
You still in love? This guy was talking about, I want to lick the screen.
It's Rihanna, man. You blame me?
I was like, some control. I hear what you're saying. It was just, have some self-control. That's all I'm saying. When I said I would lick her face, I was like, all right, relax. You know what I'm saying?
No, I did. Okay, relax, man. I didn't say all that.
You did say that.
You did. You tripping.
Yo, we just give you 4K. There's tapes, bro. There's tapes.
You did say that. He drunk in love, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not actually drunk in love. I'm talking theoretically, people. Not literally. You know what I'm saying? It's an analogy.
Put a bad name on it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you did it. You said you had to look her face. I was like, all right, each their own tassel. I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Mark, who says big up to Mandem as well. Big up to you. Paul says, hi, Flawless. I find it funny when you do a countdown for your show to start. Just to think to myself, don't add the math section here to the program countdown. Yeah, definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Even though that'd be a sick idea, but we would get copyrighted. But I hear what you're saying. Marcel, it's a good question. Champions League or Premier League, which y'all prefer in terms of what to win, I'm guessing, Marcel? Elaborate on this. I'm guessing it's to win. Is it to watch? What are we talking about?
One answer.
Everyone, what's your... Nah, it's different. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's one answer. Everyone,
you think so?
Yeah, it's definitely not one answer. How's it just one answer?
Bro, it's the champs.
Yeah, so
by far, like it's not even close in my opinion.
Man, but people are biased because when you talk to Arsenal or City fans, they say the Premier League. When you talk to most Chelsea
because they never won it.
Exactly.
They've never won it.
Exactly, and this goes back to my point. When you talk to most Chelsea fans, they'll tell you the Champions League because they ain't won the Premier League like that. Everyone's biased, man. Everyone's biased. Acting like winning that trophy is not either one of those trophies ain't one of the greatest days in your sporting life. Like that's a lie. I've experienced winning both multiple times. People act like when Chelsea won that, Chelsea fans just say that who do say that because they ain't won the Premier in so long. That's what it is. So it's champs. And Arsenal fans, City fans.
You asked a Liverpool fan, Marcel. You're a Liverpool fan. What do you prefer? Because you won.
Of course they're gonna say champs.
No. But they won the Prem most recently and the champs, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's one time. They're gonna say that.
But still,
because they've won the champs twice in recent. Well, not in recent times,
bro. But that's the beauty of it, right? It's because it's like so. It's not as easily obtained, I would say, because you would have to first get into the champs to even have a shot at competing for it. You have to be good enough. Like that's right. For me, it's because it's legit the best of the best. Like it's literally a super league. In itself, because
no, but again, I said this, it's draw related. So, for instance, if Manchester City I said this season, if Manchester City win the Champions League and the Premier League this season, the Champions League has been harder because of their side of the draw. They have to get past Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Napoli. That run is tougher than beating Arsenal to a Premier League title, 100%. However, if they're on the side of the draw that Napoli are on and they play Inter Milan, AC Milan or Benfica, and a Real Madrid in the final, the Premier League has been tougher to win. Like it's not one size fits all. It's not one thing. And what I just said there is facts. We can't say that City beating Inter Milan, AC Milan or Benfica, and then Real Madrid or say a Bayern Munich to a Champions League is not easier than beating Arsenal to a league title over 38 games. But the side of the draw they're on is tougher to win the Champions League because they've gone through better sides. That's the facts of the matter. Well, like I said, people are biased and I'm going to be honest.
The thing is, you could have a bad day in the Prem and still recoup that. if you get to the knockout ties, if you have a bad day in the champs, and let's say you lose like 6-0, 7-0, it's gonna be really hard to overcome that. That's why I think, especially the level of difficulty as well, because the opponents are much harder.
That's
because
incorrect.
you're not.
No, not necessarily. No, they're not.
No. The thing is, because in the Prem, you're facing 19 other opponents. In the champs, it's the best of all of the countries combined in Europe.
Yeah, but is that countries good? Who've Napoli faced that cold this season? Name me the top teams that Napoli have faced this season in the Champions League.
Liverpool.
They faced so far. Who
Liverpool?
they faced?
Liverpool. Yeah. So let's talk about it. This is where that's a misconception of the Champions League. Are the best of the best in the competition? Yes. Do you necessarily play the best
they're
of the
still
best?
better.
No.
They're still better than the Prem competition.
Napoli
like they're better than Bournemouth and all of them.
No. Who, answer my question? Who have Napoli faced that are top tier?
They're like top tier. There isn't any.
They faced nobody. They could legit get to a final not having faced anybody who's top tier. So how can we say the Champions League is tough? No, the Premier League would be tougher. If you give City that run at Napoli,
I understand. I know what you're. But then you could say in the Prime you're facing relegation. Like if you take out the top, like what 4, everyone else is literally trash / mid, or it's not in that elite level. Even in the Prem, who's at that top level?
Okay, so here's where the
just
difference
City
is.
and Arsenal.
No, but in the Champions League, in the Champions League, you're not competing against another team.
What do you
in
mean?
The Premier League? In the Premier, no, you're not. In the Prem, no, their results don't matter to you in terms of the draw. In the Premier League, City going against Arsenal, their results matter. So Arsenal can add pressure onto you. Like I said, I'll ask you the question again: Who have Napoli faced this season that are top tier?
No, but because they've got the luck of the draw. But if you
that's my point. So we can't say it's tough to win and they face 0 top tier teams. One thing about City is once they've actually faced good teams and they're up against a top tier team competing for the title week in, week out, their margin for error is very small. I'm talking, and again, this is why I say it's not one size fits all. It's on a season by season basis. No one can't tell me that this season that if City win the Champions League, praying it don't happen. If City win the Champions League, it's tougher for them to win the Champions League this season than the Premier League. But if they were on Napoli's side of the draw, the Premier League's tougher. That's a fact.
Wait, repeat that.
If City win the Champions, if City were on Napoli's side of the draw, where Napoli have been drawn with Inter, AC, Benfica, if they win the Champions League and also win the Premier League this season, if they do a double, the Premier League has been tougher than the Champions League. However, if they're on the side of the draw they're on, if they win both, the Champions League has been tougher because they face tougher opposition.
But
Napoli are under no pressure.
I think if in that scenario, then they would also have to go past, if they're on the Napoli side of the draw, right? Mm-hmm. They would still have to go past either a Napoli, if you flip them.
No. If you flip them, I've replaced them with Napoli. So Napoli are not there. I said if City are on that side of the draw and you replace them with Napoli. So
you still got to play either Real Madrid or Bayern. That's still really
potentially in the final, yes. But my point is that one game
to win it, you have to win the final, though.
No, yeah, you have to win the final. That's my point. But the Premier League would have been much tougher. Everybody's taking that run. I would fancy us to get to the final, and in the final, anything can happen. This whole thing, like one size fits all, is a nonsense because it's not the case. It's on the luck of the draw. We talked about Napoli have probably had stiffer competition in Serie A than they have in the Premier League. In Serie A, sorry. And no, they've had tougher competition probably in Serie A than they've had in the Champions League. Who's beat them the Liverpool? So who've they faced? Name me the top teams they faced in the Champions League this season.
Because Serie A's trash, man.
Serie A is trash. And the opposite.
If Liverpool were in Serie A, they would win Serie A.
Serie A's trash, and the teams they faced are also trash. What are we talking about?
No, but then the fact that you're saying I'm counteracting the part.
And no. Answer the question. You just said Serie A's trash. Also, the competition they faced in the Champions League are trash. What's the difference? Bear in mind, they could face 2 Serie A teams in the knockout stages because they've got Inter.
They've got AC.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Who've they faced that you rate?
I'm saying in this specific thing, you are correct. I'm not disputing that. Well, I'm not disputing that. But most of the times, these top teams don't have as easy of a draw. There is stumps on the way. Like, look at Real Madrid. Look at Real Madrid's run, right?
That's enough. Yeah,
that was the hardest run ever.
Absolutely, it was. But what did I say at the very start? What did I say at the very start? It's on a season by season basis. Sometimes the Premier League is harder to win. Sometimes the Premier League is harder to win. Sometimes it's the Champions League. Like I said, for Manchester City personally this season, I think the Champions League is tougher for them to win than the Premier League. Because I think the Champions League opposition they are facing and could face is better than Premier League opposition. However, if you flip it and you replace them with Napoli, the Premier League is harder to win.
I agree with the fact that sometimes there is, but I think more times than not, it's always the Champions League. I think it's like a 70-30, 80-20 type thing.
I think it's literally on a season by season basis.
No. But like, if you like, look at this, right? Like, look at the Real Madrid three-peats. Look at the teams that they had to go through.
I need to go, but we mentioned we're not talking about
Bayern.
Wait. No. You're missing it. We're not talking domestically though. No. We're talking. We said Premier League or Champions League, so don't use other clubs. Let's use when English sides win it. When Manchester United won it in 2008, was it tougher for us to win the Premier League or the Champions League?
Who did we get? We got Milan.
The only top team we faced that wasn't here. We played Chelsea in the final, who we were competing with for the Premier League over a 38-game season, a top quality. We played Barcelona in the semi-final, very good side. We did not play another top elite team. We played Lyon, we played Roma. Who else did we play? What are we talking about? And Tomashu says, listen up, man. This competition is different. At the end of the day, these teams made it this far in the Champions League. Can't be us underestimating them just because their name isn't as big. AC Milan are the second biggest team in the competition. Marshall, what are we talking about? Let's stop gassing up average. That AC Milan side is average. That Inter Milan side is average. That Benfica side is average. Just because them man are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League don't make them good. Let's not do that. Because we've seen a trash-ass Liverpool side win it in 2005. So let's not do that. Okay, come on, man. Let's start being honest about these conversations. Just because you get to a Champions League quarterfinal does not mean you're a good team. It means that you potentially got a favorable side of the draw. Potentially. Okay, come on, man. Inter and AC and these sides ain't good. They're not good teams. They're average at best. And this is the point I'm making. Napoli have made it to the quarterfinals, could make it to the finals and haven't played one elite team the entire season. Okay, Marcel, decent. You say average, decent. Okay, they're above average. My point is Benfica are not a quality side. Nobody's seen Benfica at the start of the Champions League and went, yeah, they're dark horses. Nobody said that about Benfica. Not a one Benfica fans weren't saying that. Like, come on, man. What we doing? This is not what we're at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't spinning nothing. I'm speaking facts. Yes, I would say Manchester United are better than Benfica, but that's just my personal opinion. My point is we can't say you have to beat the elite. Are the elite in the competition? Yes. Who have Napoli? Let me know in the chat. Who have Napoli beat that are elite this season? And they could potentially make it to a final and only play one elite side. Because Inter Milan ain't elite, AC Milan ain't elite, Benfica ain't elite. What are we doing? What? Give Manchester United that run next season.
But then you're saying that the thing is, right? But in the Prem, you also play. Most of the time, you're playing trash sides. It's only you play the great sides. Realistically, like especially this year, right? It's a 2-horse race. So you're playing that team twice out of 38 games.
Mm-hmm.
So then does that not make it? Because you could, let's say Arsenal play City twice, right? Arsenal win the league, but they get battered by City 5-0 each time, 10-0 on aggregate, right? But then they beat everyone else.
Again. Wait. Sorry, say that last bit again.
Arsenal get destroyed 5-0 home and away by City in the league, but they go on to win the league. But the rest of the ones, they win and they end up winning the league still. But then that doesn't make it that much harder. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, so here's what I say. Okay, no, here's what I say to that. Is it tougher to be consistent? Okay, I get what you're saying, but is it tougher to be consistent over 36 games or 6 games? What's tougher?
My point is you can't afford to slip up in the Champions League.
I agree.
That's why I think it's harder. In the Premier League, you can afford to slip up.
Yes, you can afford to an no, depends again, season by season basis. Liverpool could not afford to slip up. That's what cost them 2 league titles. If you got Manchester City getting 100 points, you can't afford to slip up. What are we talking about? City couldn't afford. If the team behind you are getting 98 points and 99 points, where is the slip up?
You can afford to slip up 1 or 2 games.
You can't afford to slip up. You have to be near on perfect. In those seasons, Manchester City not near on perfect.
Because in the champs, you have to win. Legit.
You have to, but you can also draw and then win. So you don't have to win every game. What are we talking about? And you're not facing the same. You're not facing competition with someone breathing down your neck as well. Pause. You're not.
So you think the thingy 1 sec here.
Go on. Yeah, okay, exactly. Ed, to get over 90 points, you have to be close to perfect. What I'm saying. Napoli don't have to be perfect to get past in the AC and Benfica. What are we doing? What are we doing? Them teams are not good. Just because they're in the Champions League, there's a lot of cannon fodder in the Champions League. That's why when we sit here and we do Q&As and we predict who's going to win the Champions League, we all give the same 4 or 5 teams. Is there less margin for error in the Champions League? Yes, because it's a short time span. But I'm talking about the opposition. Give me the run Napoli currently have right now to the final.
You're only taking this season under consideration?
No. This is why I said at the very start, let me repeat this again. It's on a season-by-season basis. I don't think it's one size fits all. I don't think it's more one than more the other. It depends on your team. It depends on your position in your domestic league, because we're talking Premier League, and it depends on your run in the Champions League. That's what I said at the very start. Start.
I'm saying, but then there has been more seasons where the run has been more difficult for teams.
Well, we said Premier League and Champions League, so we can only pick when a Premier League and a Champions League.
You took that United side, right?
Yeah.
But then go to the 99 side. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was tougher.
Who did they play?
It was tougher. The champs was tougher.
Who won it after? Was Liverpool won it, right?
05.
In 05.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they play?
I can't remember that run.
Let's look at that. What was it? 04, 05 or 05, 06?
04, 05. I can't remember that.
Let's look at it. It's a good debate.
No, it's 100%. Why are we saying that? You lot do not spam in the chats. I will get to all of the questions. If you're a member, then I will definitely get to your questions. So no need to spam, or I will 110% block you.
I got it.
Before you continue, let me get to this from Mohammed. It says, big up Flawless, love when you do these videos. Keep going. Just wanted to ask, are you fasting this Ramadan? No, I don't fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Muslim, but big up to everyone fasting. You know what I'm saying? And that you lot are real ones. And I will continue to bring you lot content through the whole of Ramadan as well. So big up to everyone, you know what I'm saying, who's fasting. Like, love to all of you lot, man. For
100%.
real. Yeah, go on, fam.
So that Liverpool team, they played that amazing Bayer Leverkusen team that got to the Champions League final, I think the year before, 2 years before.
Well, who was in the Leverkusen team? I remember the Leverkusen team. Who was in it at that point? Why am I saying this like I ain't got Google in front of me?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to check this out.
04, 05?
I'm going to check this out.
They played them in the quarters.
Right, I'm going to check it out now.
Who was their team?
Let me check.
They had...
Because I remember that team, because they knocked us out in like 2001 or some shit like that. So I don't know how many players they had left at that point. Yeah, Liverpool trashed them. Here we go.
So it was the Berbatov. Wait, you know.
I'm trying to remember the team. Let me have a look. So they had Butt, Callas and Bracco, Juan, Ramelow. I remember Ramelow. Yeah, that's not a special side. They had Voronin in that. They had a couple special players though. Berbatov being one of them. Ramelow being another. That's not a special side. That is not an elite side.
They beat the Juve team, and then they beat Chelsea. Was that Jose's Chelsea?
Yeah. That's a quality side.
And then they beat Milan in the final. You know Milan.
They beat elite sides, 100%.
All right, that was a hard run.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, agree.
And then, and then 100%. And then Liverpool won it. Then United won, and then Chelsea won it. Right? What was Chelsea's run, Victor? The one you won it?
Which one? The first
2012. It was the 12. Yeah, the first one.
Yes. So it was Napoli. Round of 16. I can't remember.
We'll have to double check. And to you lot in the chat, OG Turbo Jesus said they had Balak Lucio. Nah, it wasn't. I've got the team in front of me. It wasn't Balak and Lucio. It was Juan Ramelow, Schneider, Berbatov, Voronin. It was them, man. That's who played.
They beat Napoli 4-5 on aggregate. Then they beat Benfica. Then they beat the Barcelona team, Pep's Barca. And then they beat Bayern Munich in the final.
So they beat 2 elite teams on the way first.
But Bayern at home as well.
Yeah, Bayern at home.
They beat 2. I'll give them that. They beat 2 elite teams.
And then who did Liverpool play in 1920? No, it was 18-19, no?
Can't remember. You got Google in front of you.
Okay.
They played Barcelona.
You got Google in front of you, so you'll be able to tell us.
I think I remember they played Barcelona, they played Bayern Munich, and they played.
So Liverpool played. They played Bayern Munich. They beat them. Then they beat Porto. Then they beat Barcelona, which was the comeback.
2-1.
And then they beat Tottenham. That Tottenham team was really good.
It's not an elite side.
Yeah,
Let's not do that. It's a very good side, but it's not an elite side. If we're talking you said it yourself. Champions League is the cream of the crop, elite of the elite. That's not Spurs. So they're 2-2 in their run. Chelsea were also 2-2 in their run. Liverpool were, what did we say?
3-1.
No.
Then
they
Juve,
play Milan, and they're 3-1. And then Manchester United, we had one tough one and then one tough nut. So what we're saying is like 3-2. This is my point. So it's near enough equal. This is the point I've been making. When it comes to the English teams who have won it, look at their runs. It's been a mix.
Well, who was the Chelsea's one? Chelsea had Real Madrid, Atletico, and Porto, right?
Yeah, that was the easiest one.
Yeah, none of those elite. If you want to put Real Madrid, we'll put Real Madrid in there, even though they want, but we'll give them Real Madrid as elite. We'll give them Real Madrid. And we'll give them Manchester City. So it's 2 apiece.
Yeah, 2 apiece.
So it's 2 apiece. So on average, what we figured out. So what we figured out is on average, you have to beat 2 elite teams, sometimes over 2 legs, sometimes over 1 game to win the Champions League. Most people are taking that. I'm taking that. Someone saying rather than have to go through match and elite teams games over 38 games a season, play them twice.
Isn't there also an argument? Isn't there also an argument that the reason why the Prem team haven't won it because look at the Real Madrid team.
Before you continue, if you think this is a pointless discussion, you can leave. Click the X button, please. Yeah, go on, carry on, fam. Go on, carry on, fam.
Sorry.
Get us in the chat. It's like, you can leave. Click the X button. No one forced you to be here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on, fam. Carry on.
Yeah. Your parents' name be Ryan. Whoa, hold that, man. The thing is, there's an argument to be made that the reason why Premier Leagues haven't won it is because the competition is that tough, right? Look at the Real Madrid 3-peats, right? They had tough runs. Like, just taking the 16-17, they beat that Atleti team that was elite. They reached 2 Champions League finals. They beat that Juve team that was elite, that they reached 2 Champions League finals. They beat Bayern Munich. So the reason I'm saying, your thing is you're counting in Prem teams just in general, but there's an argument to be made that maybe the Prem teams didn't win it because they weren't good enough, because the competition was so elite. What do you think that's fair?
I agree with that, because the Real Madrid team you're talking about is one of the best sides we've seen of all time, and one of the best Champions League sides we've seen of all time. Same way with Barcelona sides that have won it. Same way with the Italian sides that have won it, your ACs, etc. So yeah, that adds into the mix 100%.
Because that's when the Prem really blew up, right? When it was the last few years of Messi and Ronaldo. Ever since then, it's been the Prem. Because even before that, it was all La Liga. Because Messi and Ronaldo years were there. Then before that, it was maybe Prem for a bit of years, but then it was Serie A. You would know better than me. Right? Am I wrong in saying that?
No. But yeah, you're right in what you're saying, because it goes in cycles. English teams will I've seen English teams have their dominance, Italian teams have their dominance, the German teams had a little bit of their dominance, and so did the Spanish teams as well. And now it seems to be coming back around where it's more open. Surprisingly, there's 3 Italian teams in the final 8. But yeah, make of that of what you will. But it seems we've seen this. We've seen all English finals. We've seen all Italian finals. We've seen all Spanish finals. We've seen it where there was 3 of the 4 semifinals.
And all German finals.
Yeah, all German finals. They had their moment as well. So that it goes in cycles. That's why it's all dependent on your team, your league, and the draw. Like I said, I hope, because United will be in the Champions League next season. I hope we get to the quarterfinals and we're in Napoli's spot. on my knees for it. Pause. That we are in that situation that they are in. It's 110%.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Don't mean that they can't lose because Marshall asked me here. Let's get to this. He said, "Oh, you lot bump up the likes as well." Says, but flawless. If Napoli win to the Champions League, do you discredit it? The win because of their run? No, absolutely not. I do not discredit it because of their run. They took full advantage of a favorable draw. I'm just pointing out the fact that they got a favorable draw, and to win the Champions League, they would have beat one elite team. And that's if Chelsea don't get there. Let's say hypothetically, let's put in a hypothetical world, the final is Napoli and Chelsea, and Napoli beat Chelsea. How many elite teams have Napoli have Napoli beat to get to the Champions to win the Champions League? Not one. So are we gonna turn around and say, oh, the Champions League was harder to win? No, because they didn't beat nobody, like in terms of elite teams. But I still give Napoli full credit. You win the competition how you win the competition. The draw is not your fault. I've seen Manchester United win the competition with the toughest possible draw, and I've seen us win it with more favorable in 08. I celebrate both. I'm just merely pointing it out to the original question. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But no, I don't discredit it.
Wait, what? Madrid team played terrible teams in the finals in the early years? What do you mean by that? What early years?
Yeah, you're going to have to clarify Dragon Ball. Please. Sick name.
Because I know you ain't talking about the 3P. I know that.
No, I think he's talking earlier. He might be talking like 02, 01 and stuff like that. They
Even
got Jazz in the cut as well. I can't remember who they played, to be honest.
Because the Leverkusen won. That Leverkusen team was really good. That was when Zidane had it was Roberto Carlos to Zidane. He had the volley. I know you're not talking about that one. It's a good debate, though. I think
absolutely.
It was all good. Solid.
Let me see. Like I said, members, if I missed any of your questions, I'm just scrolling back up now to see if I missed any of the members' questions.
I put one in the chat.
Yeah.
You know how you caught? Because I was thinking about it. Because I think I had somewhere debate as well with somebody in the GC, and remember how you called United Juggernaut? What is like in football in terms? What is like the definition in your opinion? Also, who do you put in the category outside of Man United?
Oh, so when I was calling him a juggernaut, I was talking from a financial standpoint because people were asking about it was about the bid. So people were talking about the bids, and I was just talking about how like financially, like worldwide as a brand, I was saying we're a juggernaut in that sense. Who else would I put in that category? Real Madrid, all the teams who you would say are like the biggest in terms of fan base and brand.
It's three
and stuff like that.
Three.
Chelsea,
I think.
But then don't you? But this is the thing. But because you're saying fan base, but then doesn't Arsenal fans have like Arsenal have a big?
They
fan
have a
base,
crazy fan base.
But then Arsenal is not a juggernaut.
Arsenal have a really huge Twitter fan base.
Because I wouldn't call them. Because when I say juggernaut, like I was talking in particular at that moment about financial juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more so the financial side because we were talking. I know the conversation you're talking about. And I was getting asked about us being taken over. So when I was saying we're a juggernaut, I'm talking about in terms of when no matter where you are in the world, if you see the United logo, people know what that means. People who don't speak English. Like I say, anytime, it's me who's been on holiday, this is many others. Anyone who's from Manchester who's watching this will know this. If you go abroad and you say the locals ask you where you from and you say Manchester, 9 times out of 10, the first thing they say to you is Manchester United. Like United are beyond football. You got people who know who Manchester United are, who are not football.
And there's a reason for that. It's the Munich disaster.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, things like 100%.
That's the main
100%.
one. Because it's like,
100%.
I don't mean to get like cheesy and cringy, but like
it's not cheesy.
We're like we're legit the most like romanticized club because legit all the Busby babes, like before them and stuff, like European teams did not used to play each other like that. That was when Brazil had like crazy teams, Santos and them.
Pele was playing all that stuff.
Pele and all of them. So they heard that there's this young, fast team in Manchester playing really good football that could compete. So they were going around, traveling to all these places, playing all these great teams. Before that, like there wasn't like anything like this. And even if you look at the Champions League, there's only a few teams that played in the Champions League. Not every single team in Europe, like it is now, was invited. That's why all the Barcelona fans get annoyed when Madrid say 14 Champions League. They say, oh, like only 9 of them were like actually real or something like that. So they died in that Munich plane crash. Like and then legit, it's like they rose from the ashes again. That's why they have the rose, all that shit, the flowers in Manchester. So that's why it's such a big club, because it's known worldwide, because this was shown everywhere. That's the reason it's as big.
Makes more sense then, because that's what I was thinking. Because when you read deeper this, because obviously
Kansas really my union,
when it comes to elite club, because when I had the debate as well as someone, they were saying when it comes to elite clubs, but then when you put it in this type of when you put it in that type of way, then obviously you have. Ironically, it was an Arsenal fan that argued with that. They said, why is Arsenal not in that situation? And I said, because even though you have a crazy worldwide fan base, your club doesn't really, in terms of financial juggernauts, like, I don't really look at them that way. I look at them more like Arsenal really got more big. They have a big history because obviously the FA Cups, the Premier Leagues, and also them promoting the black players on the pitch. But as an elite club, when you don't have a Champions League, it's hard for me to put you in there. Like, for me, you have
exactly. Elite clubs is also about winning.
Because that's the thing. Most of the elite clubs have at least, when the elite clubs that I put in the list, most of them all have minimum two. Nah, not even.
And anyone in the chat talking rubbish will be blocked. Go on, you lot carry on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not like
tolerant.
on today. But
what's going on? Anyone talking, you know what I'm saying? We can go back and forth, but as soon as anyone wants to start throwing personal insults and just talking rubbish or spamming and all that, take that elsewhere. Go on, you might carry on.
Nah, because this is what I'm saying. Because that's what I said. That's why I can't. I struggle when Arsenal fans say they're juggernauts or the elite club. I think they're just behind the elite club. Like, you have the table, and I think Arsenal is in the behind the table after, like, know where the children all they sit, but they're ready to be the big boys. Like, I can't look at that.
Don't get me wrong, people. I'm not like discrediting what is it. Like, I'm very particular with my words. So like that's why I use juggernaut. Arsenal are a huge club. Absolutely goddamn blue. And this is me saying this. Arsenal are a massive club. Domestically, in terms of in the UK, worldwide as well. One of the biggest clubs, 110%. Have, I think it's 13 league titles, countless FA Cups, countless League Cups, like been in Europe before, like don't get me wrong, and then what Wenger did and all of those things, and with all those players, and like they have players who like, they have players also who like transcended the game, like a Thierry Henry, for example. But when I say juggernaut, I'm just talking about like, absolute financial powerhouse. I don't put Arsenal in that bracket. Whereas really, I think it's only United and Real Madrid. I don't put anyone else in that bracket. They're the only two. When I say juggernaut in terms of financial.
No, you said Real Madrid and
Manchester United.
Yes. I wouldn't even pick Barcelona.
Before the last 2 years, would you argue Juventus?
No, but I think Juventus are just that. They're a huge club. I'm saying I think they have the most Serie A's, but would I put them in? No. Like in terms of brand, I don't think people worldwide, and again, this is just me speculating, see the Juventus logo and know what it is. I don't think they've gone beyond football. Real Madrid have gone beyond. Like you'll see non-football fans wearing Real Madrid stuff.
Okay, what about Barcelona then? Because I think Barcelona's probably so big because of Messi.
Barcelona kind of because they had their success and because of Messi. If someone wanted to argue Barcelona, yes, like Messi put them on the map.
Just saying, because
like they was a big club before Messi, but like Messi,
I disagree.
Took them to.
I think levels. I've been to South America a bunch of times. All I see is Ronaldinho Barca shirts. I think
because he's the king.
The South American like market, Barcelona dominate, but like Asia and this stuff, like, I don't know.
I do think now Asia. This why I said like I think it's a hard topic. That's why I was wondering, but it's not easy. It's not an easy answer because when you look at Barcelona, like because Messi himself, obviously Ronaldinho is like the trendsetter. Like he was the one that started this shit.
He's the one. So that's like he adds to it. Yeah, I'm saying.
But for me, when I look at Messi from the global wide, there's some people that don't know Ronaldinho. The culture would know Ronaldinho, but the culture would know Messi because I'm seeing even people on YouTube. I've seen YouTube videos. People that never watch football, and we're watching reactions to Messi's road to the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, That's
He's
what
a
I'm saying.
player. He's a player who transcended, like Messi's transcended the sport. Like it's people who will know Messi but don't know football. Kind of like how, like Beckham was one of those. Like kind of like Muhammad Ali with boxing. Like there's people who know Muhammad Ali who never seen him box or couldn't tell you 10 people he boxed and did he not have like 50 fights. Like so, yeah, that's what I would say. And yeah,
Jez, I used to live in Pakistan, right? I lived there 14 years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is more in Pakistan, at least. There's more Manchester United fans and all this stuff than Barcelona. Like Barcelona ain't like that. Like, and you know why I also support Brazil? Because I remember it was like 2007, 8. Like Ronaldinho came to Pakistan, so like, and then like it was a big thing, and it was like glorified and all this shit. So mostly everyone in Pakistan, because our team is so shit at football, we all support Brazil. Legit. You will see, I swear to God, you will see more Brazilian footballing shirts than any other shirt in Pakistan. Legit. Like that's why I was saying Ronaldinho with the Barca thing. Like he put them on the map.
Now, I heard what you're saying because I agree with that. To be honest, I agree with both points. To be honest, because like even it's that's what I said. That's why I was arguing. Maybe Barcelona, but for me, it's definitely Real Madrid. It's definitely Manchester United. Because I mean, where's the one movie? There was a one movie clip like where there's this kid sees the Manchester United logo and says Manchester. Like, I can't remember what the movie is, but nah, I heard that still. It's like it's a hard conversation to like really think about.
Do you mean in between us?
It might be
might be.
Hey, big up to everyone who's locked in. I know Munch rated us. I know Marshall rated us casually. So big up to Big Six Months. Make sure you go subscribe. Big up to Marshall, Casually FC. Make sure you go subscribe over there. There's over 80 of you lot locked in. We're only at 43 likes. Get us up to 60 likes, please, people. Get us up to 60 likes and subscriber check as well. We're one short of 5,800. We're legit one short. Hit the subscribe button, people. Get your questions in as well. Members, your time. We've gone over 5,800. So big up. Next milestone, 5,805. We're looking for 4 new subscribers, people. Members, get your questions in. I will start the question. Of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to it as well. And to Sleeping Dragon, who says, do you have topics for tonight? No, we don't. Due to on Q&As, because I know some people are new, we don't have topics. Obviously, I titled the video something because I have to title it something. So I titled it the biggest talking points, which I know is going to be asked. But you lot in the comments run the show. So like I said, me and Taza just debated that because that was a question that got asked. I didn't know we was going to talk about the Champions League versus the Premier League. And then that's what it was. But yeah, obviously, like I said, bidding war for Manchester United. Fury versus Usyk off with a question mark. Obviously, we're going to get to that as well. So like I say, get your question.
I'm gonna leave, yeah. Big up, because I got
you gone?
in the morning. Yeah,
love, yeah. Every time, bro. Catch up with you soon, yeah.
Every
time. Big up United Devil says, yes, me, Flawless Mank, just got over here from the great Saeed. Hey, big up to Saeed if he sent you for over here. Big up to you, United Devil, as well. Let me see. And of course, so I'm not ignoring you lot. Like, it's just that members do take priority. They do. TBG, I wanted to get to this. Flawless, you need to answer for Fury's crimes. What did Fury do that everybody is so angry about? Yeah, we're going to get to it. Let's talk about Fury ducking Usyk. I don't think he's ducking Usyk because they agreed. So let's talk about what we know. Bear in mind, I need to watch Frank Warren and Fury's promoter. I only watched half of their video on Talksport. Frank Warren's also done interviews. Usyk's promoter has also, or his manager, I can't remember his name, has also done interviews. So I need to listen to them in full. But he's not ducked. It's a money thing. They agreed the terms. They agreed the 70-30 slip. I think 70-30 isn't particularly fair on Usyk's side. But props to Usyk for taking it. Props for Fury for getting that deal. It was all about the rematch, and they were talking about the rematch split. So TBG, unless you know, somebody let me know what was the rematch split. That was the problem. Because I've not heard anybody involved state what it was. Because it was the rematch. They said verbatim, the rematch split is what caused the issue. Like, that's what they said. Because when it first came out this morning, this morning, and it stated that the deal had fell through, but it wasn't because of the split. I was like, this makes no sense. I was like, I want to know what it is. Because if they agreed the money, everything else really should fall into place. And then obviously later on today, Fury said, yeah, the rematch split is what caused the issue. Like, that's what they said. Because when it first came out this morning, this morning, and it stated that the deal had fell through, but it wasn't because of the split. I was like, this makes no sense. I was like, I want to know what it is. Because if they agreed the money, everything else really should fall into place. And then obviously later on today, Well, yesterday, technically now, they've stated it's because of the rematch split. So what was it? Fury rejected the rematch split of 70-30 to the winner. What's it called? I understand why he's done that. I get it. Because even if Usyk wins, let's say Usyk wins the first one, and then there's a rematch, who's the bigger commercial draw? It's still Tyson Fury. I'm not saying it's right in what him not rejecting the 70-30 split. I'm just saying from his perspective, I understand. And I get that. If I'm a bigger draw than you commercially, then why am I giving you 70-30 in a split when I'm bringing more money to the pot? Despite the fact you're the A side. You're the A side in boxing terms. But on the commercial side, you're the B side. So I get it. I'm saying even though I think Fury wins the bout, I understand it. Why am I giving you 70% of something I'm bringing the majority to? That's how Fury's looking at it. And I understand that. Plus, you're in the business of getting punched in the face for a living. Get all the money you can. I will never tell a boxer he's being greedy or asking for too much money. Let me repeat that. You literally get punched in the face for a living. Get all of the money you can. All of the pounds, dollars, euros, dirhams, yen, whatever currency it's in. Get all of the pennies you can. Legit. So I don't think he's ducking, no. He's just looking at Usyk's not a big draw commercially.
Yeah, he's not.
That's what and don't get me wrong, people. I rate Usyk highly. Don't get it mistaken. I rate Usyk very highly. He's the only legitimate heavyweight I think can beat Tyson Fury. I don't think he does, but he has a better chance than any of the other heavyweights currently. Well, that's how he's looking at it. Who else? Where else? So I get it. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's just me, though. That's just me. I don't think anyone beats him, Ridwan, to answer your question. Big up Lewis in the chat as well.
All right, Charles.
Big up every single time. But here we go. If you look at numbers of the last 3 fights, Usyk has more pay-per-view buys. My problem with Fury is he understands the risk with the fight. He'll probably go fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Yes, Usyk, his last 3 fights, 2 of those are Anthony Joshua, who is the biggest draw in the division. Anthony Joshua could fight me and sell over $1 million pay-per-view buys. Yes, he's the biggest. Yeah, you could argue it's between him and Canelo, but yes, he's the biggest draw, arguably the biggest draw in the entire sport. He could fight me, he could fight Taza, he could fight Jez, he could fight Lewis and still sell out Wembley because he's Anthony Joshua. So Usyk is the B-side in that. Who does Joshua not sell against? You have to be like completely like, your draw has to be like so low for Joshua. Like if Joshua fights anybody, it's a bigger fight. Anyone in the division, their biggest fight is Anthony Joshua. Maybe minus Tyson Fury because of the whole 4 belts thing. But other than that, whether it's Deontay Wilder, whether it's Dillian White, whether it's Jermaine Franklin, whether it's whoever, Andy Ruiz, the list goes on. Parker, I can get Dubois, Joe Joyce, the list goes on. So yeah, Usyk, them pay-per-view buys in those 2 fights. And then was his fight before that Derek Chisora, correct? Yeah, it was Derek Chisora because he fought Chisora and then fought again someone else who's a draw. Is Usyk a bigger draw than Derek Chisora? What do you think, Tazo? Do you think Usyk is a bigger draw than Derek Chisora?
No, because of the UK factor.
My point. Fury ain't a bigger draw as he thinks he is. He hasn't done. Are you gone, Jez? Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single time. Big up. Yeah. Yeah. Big up. Fury ain't as big a draw as he thinks he is. He hasn't done 1 million pay-per-view buys in a long time. What Fury Chisora didn't do? I don't know. Of course, if he's a bigger draw than Chisora, I don't know if he is. I don't know about that. It's close. I'm not talking skill. I'm saying like that's it. Fury ain't as big a draw as he think he is. He hasn't done 1 million pay-per-views buys in it. What is this? Now he's definitely done 1 million pay-per-view buys. 100% he's done 1 million pay-per-view buys. 100%. In a long time, of course he has. Him versus Dillian White definitely did over 1 mil. 100%.
Fury, him versus fucking Deontay Wilder.
Fury, yeah, TBG, yeah, Fury Chisora, because no one went really trying to see Fury Chisora because it was number 3. What did you just say then, Tazo?
This guy doesn't think Deontay Wilder or Fury did 1 million pay-per-view buys? Are you high?
Of course he did. Of course, all 3 of them did. Of course they did. And if they did a 4th one, it probably would. Sleeping Dragon, don't ask me stupid questions. I value my life. You know what I'm saying? This guy. Value my life. What do you mean? But yeah, back to the point is I don't think he's ducking him. He's just looking at it from a money standpoint.
Which
Usyk's
makes
not
sense.
a draw. No. Which is, it's annoying for us as fans. I'm irritated by it. But I get it.
Chisora is more of a draw than Usyk.
The fact that that's a debate is crazy.
No, he is though, because bro, like, let's be real.
Talk about it.
Because he's English, like it's not like
the
that
UK
his
thing.
fault. Oh, it's a UK tax because he's legit English. That's why. Why do you think Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's arguably the greatest UFC fighter ever, never lost a fight, beat Conor, beat everyone? Conor's still a bigger draw than him because he doesn't speak English that well. He's not entertaining like that. He's not a personality like that. That's what it is. Personalities don't win fights, but they sell tickets. Why do you think
so back to the point.
YouTubers and then these guys have all these pay-per-view buys and making all this much money?
Yeah, we get this. Fury Wilder did 800. Wait, all four of them. But we're losing sight anyway. Let's stop going around the houses and back. Fury is a bigger draw than Usyk. That's a fact. So that's why he don't want to give him 70-30. Simple as that. Like, let's cut the nonsense. Let's cut the bullshit. Like, that's what it is. Usyk's not a big draw. We can say Fury's not the draw. He's a bigger draw than Usyk. He's a much bigger draw than Usyk. Like, without doubt. And that's why he don't want to give him 70-30 for the rematch. Because he's still, even if Usyk wins, he's still a bigger draw. Because he's Tyson Fury. Yeah, I'm checking it here. It says Fury White, did over 700,000. It's my point. I'm saying, like, this is it. Let me actually check. I don't even know these numbers. Let me have a look.
Fury Wilder 2 did 850K with over a 1.2 million reaching.
That's my point. Let me see. See, I can't even get the numbers for Usyk Chisora. But yeah, my point is anyway, back to it. That's where it stems from. So I can't say, he's ducking and But you lot get your questions in anyway. Off-topic question, but Flawless. Why did Chelsea fans think they're going to get Osimhen when they ain't going to have Champions League football? Plus, they're going to have Lukaku on their books. Lewis, over to you.
Apparently, getting Osimhen doesn't necessarily rely on UCL football. He just wants to go to the Premier League. That's what I was hearing from reports. But yeah, Lukaku, doesn't matter what happens with him. He won't be at Chelsea. He'll be on loan somewhere or we'll sell him somewhere. Doesn't matter, but we're going to get that hippo out of our club one way or another. So I ain't going to worry about that. Don't worry, we've got money.
You do?
I don't think Osimhen goes anywhere anyway.
You think he stays there?
Yeah, I think Napoli will just be hard to negotiate. They'll ask for that 150 mil up front. They'll do some madness. Yep. It's Napoli, and they're just coming out of a title-winning season. They're not selling anybody. Next summer, though, 1 year left on his contract. Go for it.
I agree.
There you go, T-Trap. Hope we answered your question as well. You lot continue to bump up the likes as well. Big up Yazoo says flawless by name, flawless by nature. My favorite United YouTuber. Hey, big up, man. Appreciate it. Always puts rivals in their place in debates on exactly the right facts. Hits the spot. Pause. That pause is funny as well.
That pause is
that pause is jokes. That's jokes. Hey, big up, man. Big up. He's a bigger draw, but he's not as big as a draw. That he's asking for no way the winner should become A-side in the rematch. Again, TBG. I'll say it again. If Usyk beats Fury, he's still not a bigger draw than Fury. That's how Fury's looking at it. That's what it is. They're not close in terms of commercial value and revenue. That's it. That's simply what it is. Fury draws more numbers. He gets more pay-per-view numbers. Like you mentioned Usyk getting big numbers. That's because he fought big draw, the biggest draw in Anthony Joshua twice. Yeah, and now we're talking legacy. That's a whole different conversation. I'm just saying I get it. Personally, I think the rematch, I think 50-50 is fair. Or at least 60-40. Like 60-40 in favor of the winner. Or Fury ain't trying to fight Usyk again. You trying to fight? You trying to like, all right, where can I get the most money? Joshua. That's what it is. You don't want to have the rematch. You don't want. He's not trying to. Plus, it's a tough fight. He knows it's a difficult fight. Fury's not Egypt. He's not Egypt at all. But let's see what else you lot are saying as well. Big up, man, everyone who's tuned in, man. You lot are real ones, for real, for real. Let's bump up the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. All that good stuff. Currently at 5,801. I'm saying we're at 45 likes. So 5 more likes get us up to 50. And 4 more likes to get us to 5,805 subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to Carefree Lewis G as well. Get your questions in before we close out. Get your questions in before we close out the stream as well. Let's see. Did we miss anything? We didn't even miss too much. You know, we're just enjoying when me and Taz were debating about the whole Premier League, Champions League thing. It was good. We do great work. You know what I'm saying? We do great work.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. We do. In regards to as well, the bidding war for Manchester United, I know people have asked me questions about it. I don't know about it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And it seems everyone's guessing as well. Because Sky put out this bid's been made, and the bids haven't been made. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Yeah, TBG, I respect your opinion too. I bet he won't take the AJ fight either. He'll probably fight that UFC guy, but I respect your opinion. Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me. Because it seems he wants all the negotiations his way, and that's tough to deal with. Because we should have seen him fight AJ already. It should have happened. Hopefully it happens in the summer. Styles make fights. I think AJ beats Fury. Nah, I disagree with that, United Devil. I disagree with that. I really, really do. Was Havertz purchased to be a 9 or a 10 or a second striker or what? Lewis, what was he purchased as, a 9?
Oh, we don't know. Lampard didn't ask for him. It was a board signing.
That's
just got given him. He tried to play him as an 8. Then that didn't work. Then we played him as a centre forward, and then that didn't work. And then we played him up front, and then that didn't work. And then we tried him on the right, and then that didn't work. Then went back to playing him up front, and that didn't work. And now we're trying to do a number 10, and hopefully that will work. But hey, we'll see.
That's a good
fucking Chelsea, man. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Maybe we'll try him as a 6 next.
Yeah, you lot need 6s. That Havertz Enzo pivot might slap, man.
Hey, yeah, you might do something defense, whatever.
Question asked earlier: how good are Bayern? Haven't seen much of them play flawless. Class players on paper. I know plenty of players going against former clubs, Sane, Musiala, Rudiger, Cancelo, etc. Every time I've not watched Bayern a lot. I know Jez obviously watches them. I did watch. I was impressed, and they got good players. I'm unsure about Nagelsmann, but good team. Very good team. Very good players. I won 110%. One of the favorites for if they won it, it wouldn't surprise me. That's why I go out as far to say that. If they were to get past Manchester City, if they were to beat Real Madrid or Chelsea and then whoever in the final, I could see that happen. Because they have enough quality, both defensively and offensively. What are you saying about him, Tazo?
Bayern are a good team. They lack a focal point up top. That's why they play Choupo-Moting up there. So that's the only real hole in their team. Their center backs are a bit suspect. Because they got Upamecano and De Ligt. Very suspect. Their fullbacks are arguably 2 of the best fullbacks in the world. Their midfield is amazing. Everything about their team is amazing except the coach, the striker, and the center backs.
Marcus, 100%. Marcel says 2 domestic cups, but no Champions League football next season. I presume you're talking about Manchester United here. Where would we finish in the league then? Is it Europa League football? Is it Conference League football? Is it no European football whatsoever? Well, yeah, I need more info. Like, where would we finish in the league? Because that means we finish 5th or lower. It's about against, but that means we failed in the Europa League. Well, if we failed in the Europa League, that means we ain't ready for Champions League. So I'm good. So give me the 2 domestic cups. We failed to win the Europa League and failed to win it. If in this scenario, that means Manchester United have not only failed to finish in the top 4, we failed to win the Europa League as well. I don't want to be in the champs because we further away from it. I'm good. But then again, it depends on where we finish. What's it called? In the league. I ain't trying to be in the Conference League, to be honest. I don't want to be in the Europa League again either. I forgot how much I dislike it. Taz, what are you saying?
That's why I don't want it.
Yeah, I get it. Why you don't want Europa League?
Two domestic cups, but no.
Yeah, he said no Champions League football, and he's saying no European football at all.
No. I'm not with that.
Oh, man, I'm saying if we finish with the FA Cup, we go into Europa. Oh yeah, shit, we do, Ed. That's a great point. Yeah, if we don't get Champions, if we don't win that Europa League, something went wrong. All eyes is on that.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Yeah, something
horribly
really
wrong.
Yeah, something really went wrong.
Champions of Europe soon come.
Oh yeah. We running the Champions of Europe thing. 100%.
Nah, ain't happening.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. Champions of Europe. Let's go, Lewis, man. You know what I'm saying? You know
that ain't happening, bro.
What's not? Who's stopping us, Arsenal? Who's stopping us in the champs?
Champs
in Europa.
Madrid.
Wait, which Madrid? Madrid.
Oh, you're talking about Europa?
Europa. Sorry, yeah, Europa.
Oh yeah. You got that.
Yeah.
Hey man, Cho, that scrub Cho ain't doing nothing.
Oh shit, you got Leverkusen. It might be.
We got Sevilla. We got Sevilla.
Well, we got Sevilla, but we could face Leverkusen in the semis.
You don't want to, man. Cho, when he has that Europa League badge, is different, man.
Yeah, sure.
Should have seen him in 2019.
That's why he's barely played in that.
Wait, if ain't Sporting and Juventus. Who do we face?
Is it Sporting and Juventus?
I swear it's Sporting and Juventus.
I think it is.
Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen on the other side of the draw. Ain't they with Union St. Burgers and all them teams there? They're over that side. You know what I'm saying?
Europa League draw. Yeah. Let me see. It is Sporting Juventus. It's Leverkusen, St. Burgers. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I knew they was over that side. I need Cho to dunk on them actually. Let them get to the final, to be honest. So yeah, if we don't win the Europa League, because now I look at that, that's the easier competition to win. Because FA Cup City is still there. Where I look at the Europa League, Barcelona getting knocked out by us, Arsenal getting knocked out, I go win that. Something went completely wrong. Based on the season so far, what do we deem a successful second season for Ten Hag? Trophy, 100%. Any trophy. So whether that's Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, or Champions League. Further like evolving the playing style, more points on the board, more wins, more goals, less goals conceded, better individual performances, etc. So that's why I would deem a successful season. All the improvements we've seen this season go on next season. The more new signings and the football evolve and get better. And we get better defensively, we get better offensively as well. So I want to be in a title race next season. But that's just me. And I think we should be. You saying, Tazo?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think if we get to Europe and, make it to like quarters or semis of the champs, I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
And I expect a challenge for the Prem. If we get the right summer, though, I expect to win it.
All right. Elaborate, go further. What's the right summer for you? You said you expect to win it. That's a big statement.
Bad man striker like either Osimhen or Harry Kane. Mm-hmm. A new goalkeeper starting. A backup center backup to Casemiro. A number 8 starting and a backup, and a number 10, and possibly a new left back. All of that. So, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, it would take an insane summer for it, but never say never.
LFC for the double says, don't you think you can say how successful Ten Hag can? Don't you think you can say how successful Ten Hag can be until after the transfer window? Yeah, obviously context matters, but we're talking hypothetically as if we've had. Well, when I spoke, if we've had a good window, or if we have a window similar to the one we just had, where we bring in 4 or 5 players, I expect minimum a title charge, even though I don't think we'll win it. Well, minimum a title charge, quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then the FA Cup or League Cups is there because we just won one. We could potentially win the other. So with a better team, why would I not expect to go win 1 or 2 when we've won 1 already and could potentially win 2, even though City are a big obstacle? Ah, come on, Sheffield United. Fuck. I ain't really trying to see City in a FA Cup final, you know.
I don't even bother believing in them, bro. It is what it is.
But wait, believing in who? Manchester United or Manchester City? Or Sheffield United?
Sheffield United.
Why are you just crashing on Sheffield United, fam?
No, it's just good, bro. They're getting bad.
Hey, don't say that. Last time someone said that, a Sheffield United fan snapped at Toby. You know Tottenham Toby.
What did he say?
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
Tobes.
Yeah,
they went crazy on them.
Why?
I don't know.
I think you're saying something about Sheffield United being shit and Toby expecting Tottenham to smash them. But they have like the best defense in the championship or something.
Yeah, he got really like they were hurt and like big club snobbery and all this bullshit. And, like, yeah, they were not.
It's two different sides of the coin. I'm cool with both.
Yeah, I hope Sheffield United beat them. I'll be watching that semi-final until.
Yeah, I hope they win, but I just don't think they are.
Bring me Sheffield United at Wembley in the FA Cup final. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Bring me that 100%. But we gotta get past Brighton, which won't be easy. That's not gonna be easy. Flawless, what's the Belgian team again? Yeah, Union Saint Burgers. That's what they're called, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's them. That's it. Never say never. Wigan beat City in a cup final. Yeah, but I will say never on this one. I legit don't see Sheffield United beating Manchester City, but I want to be wrong.
That was a shit City team too, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't under Pep either, but hey, we'll see. Flawless, ask
Lewis
Lewis if you
25 points to you lot. I remember that season.
What year was it?
It was the year Van Persie United won the league and everything.
Let's go. Oh, Robin Van Persie. Yo, that season. Whew. It's the last Premier League season I enjoyed. Was that one?
Yeah, I just remember that for Hazard's debut. Mata 39 assists. He was on a fucking madness that season and fucking sold him to you lot for no reason.
Yeah, and then we played him out wide.
You all ruined Mata, man.
We did.
He should have been in silver comparisons.
Well, we fucked him over. Flawless, ask Lewis if he wants Kone in his midfield next season next to Enzo. You want Kone?
So yep. Give me a Lavia, Kone, and Enzo midfield free, and we'll beat anybody in this sorry excuse of a sport. As that midfield, that's all sorts of good sauce.
Facts, and then Kai Havertz in the 9, man, just to top it off, fam.
No, we just ruined it. We
just ruined it, man. That's Kai the guy, you know what I'm saying? Clinical Kai.
Give me Osimhen, give me Tony, give me anybody.
Big Rob?
No, not everyone.
R9, man, you know what I'm saying?
No, man. Come on, that's disrespectful to R9, bro.
Now it's disrespectful to R9. When you was running it a couple of seasons ago, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember that.
Where was R9 Skedaddle? You know what I'm saying? I remember all them bars. This guy a joke fan, you know. This guy.
But that was a different guy.
Yeah.
I'm a new man.
Sure. United still have to get past Brighton. It'll be hard if they play like how they did versus Fulham. Absolutely. I'm not looking past Brighton. That is not a foregone conclusion. Not in the slightest. Do I think we'll do it? Yes. Am I confident? Yes. But will it be easy? Absolutely not.
Final.
Hey, don't put that out in there. We don't need that energy. You know what I'm saying? We need a Manchester United.
That would be nice. Nice little underdog story.
Yeah, Sheffield United. They're a better underdog. There we go. United versus United.
What the final stage of the Potterball has done, it sent Brighton to a cup final.
Manchester versus Sheffield. Lancashire versus Yorkshire. War of the Roses. Red Rose versus White Rose. People do your history, man. I'm saying that's what needs to happen. Lancashire versus
you guys have an actual old rivalry.
Yeah, the whole, not with Sheffield United per se, but yeah, like War. You never heard of War of the Roses?
Nah, not even.
Nah, that was a whole. So War of the Roses, like, I'm paraphrasing it and not going into detail, but yeah, War of the Roses was a thing like back like early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Like Red Rose was for like Lancashire, which is like all the northern cities, so Manchester, Liverpool, etc. And then you got all the Yorkshire towns and cities. So your Bradford.
So that's why Leeds is white. That makes sense.
That's why Leeds is white. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I'll Google it to more information. Yeah, that's where the whole United Leeds like further stems from. I know it's more footballing, but it's that Lancashire Yorkshire rivalry. Now they have it in cricket as well. Right, they have it in cricket as well. Does the FA Cup winner still guarantee a Europa League spot? Yes, if they don't qualify for the Champs or the Europa by their league position. Yes. 100%. Some people will know in the chat in regards to War of the Roses. Yeah, do your research, people. Right, man. So let's run it back, man. Manchester United, Sheffield United, the War of the Uniteds, man. Manchester's red like Sheffield's red. Let's go.
I'd love to see it, but
no, yeah, I'd love to see that, but ain't happening.
Man. Yeah, no chance. You know what I'm saying? It's not a chance. Ridwan says, hence why Leeds and Man United are mental starts with the war. Yeah, because it goes back, people. Like I said, if you legit just Google it, you'll see where that stems from. Like that whole Lancashire Yorkshire thing I was just talking about. Like where it's crazy. Like it's before football. Like the United Liverpool thing. Like that's a whole city rivalry. Like before football. I think it was to do with the ports and stuff like that and all types of shit. Like seaports.
Yeah, Mancunians don't like Scousers. That's what I've gathered.
Yeah, we don't like each other. But I fucks with the city though. That's the crazy part. Like Liverpool, a lovely place. Sure, but Anfield's a dump. But mine is a lovely place. 100%. Let's see. Right, final few questions, you lot. Final few questions. But before we get to that, Tazo, you've been talking about this for the longest. The bidding war in regards to Manchester United. What have you made of the news and all? Yeah, what have you made of all the news that's come out today? Well, technically yesterday now.
I mean, it's interesting. Like, it just tells me kind of what a lot of people don't know what they're talking about because the news is wrong. So I don't know what to believe. The thing is, it said that the Qataris and Ratcliffe representatives said that they sent over the bids, but then the United representatives are saying we didn't get no bid and the bid's been extended. So there's kind of like, oh, but we sent the bid. So what United did, I think, is from what I'm reading, I may be wrong, is they automatically sent in an extension. So I don't like it's really confusing. All I know is they're gonna make the bid either today, tomorrow. There's been also bids made for the minority share, which the Glazers want if they want to stay on, and it's just gonna be like, you know, they've also said that they're gonna prioritize a permanent move, a full-time move, but only if their price is met, and they're just doing all of this nonsense just to raise the price. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. That's legit it. So I'm just waiting on that aspect. So right now it's just a waiting game to see what they actually do because there's a lot of people guessing, a lot of people. And it's obvious with the reporting that's been going on because it's contradictory. And it's almost like they're literally going and taking a credible guy who actually knows what they're talking about and taking their report and just going on Google and paraphrasing it and just putting out some bullshit of their own. And then there is this guy though, Miguel Delaney. I don't know where he's from, but he is the most racist reporter. I swear to God, he's coming out with anti-Qatar reports. He has like 250K followers on Twitter. I don't know who he writes for, and this guy's just going crazy. And then when people ask him the reasoning, he's saying they're sports washing. I don't know if people remember the debate we went into. How can an individual person be sports washing? Sports washing happens from a state. The state of Qatar is not buying United. It is an individual that happens to be from Qatar. So if you think it's sports washing, either you don't know what you're talking about or you're just being racist. It's one or the other because it can't be both. It can't be anything else. So, you know, I'll just leave it at that. That's all I'll say.
Fez. I'm saying. Yeah, Marcel, you got jokes. You know what I'm saying? Flawless, I know you ain't calling Anfield a dump when there's urine running down the stairs. It ain't running down the stairs, you know what I'm saying? And that, so hold that. You know what I'm saying? Flawless, random question, but how good was Anderson at number 28 from the 2008 season? Was he overrated? He won 28, he was number 8. That season, yeah, he was decent. I was a big fan of Anderson. Injuries killed him though. was injuries. I think he did like his cruciate twice or something like that. Like he
Yeah.
had 2 real bad injuries, and then like he was never the same. Plus, we signed him and then tried to turn him into like a defensive 6. And he was when he was at like not Sporting. When he was at Paul. I mean, he was at Paul. He was attacking, and we tried to turn him defensive for whatever reason. I don't know, but he was a part of a successful team. I'll never forget the game away at Anfield. Ironically, talking about that, where he pocketed Gerrard, and that's where the chant comes from, because he pocketed Gerrard that game, and then we went away to the Emirates. Yeah, we won 1-0. It's when Rooney scored. See that, people? Memory sick. I think, was it Rooney? Yeah, I think Rooney scored the long shot. And yeah, and then we also, was it Tevez? It might have been the Tevez when I was at a draw. Can't remember off the top of my head. But either way, you lot let me know in the chat. It might have been that season. And then we went away to the Emirates and drew 2-2. But him and Hargreaves put in a stellar shift in the midfield. So, yeah, man. Like Anderson, good player, man. Just injuries. I was a big fan. He was my favorite player at that point. 100%. But anyways, people, we are going to close out this live stream. We're going to close out this live stream. We're done here on the YouTube, but on the Twitch, we're going to go live for NBA Watch Along. So make sure you follow the Twitch, people. Link for the Twitch is underneath in the description, people. And the same way you just download the Twitch app, you sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on the Twitch. So it's the NBA Watch Along, LA Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. It's supposed to tip off at 2 a.m., which means it'll probably tip off at like 2:15. So it'll be live in like 15-20 minutes over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Big up to everyone who's tuned in. Big up to everyone who's supporting. As always, did we even hit the likes? Let's see. Did we even, girls up to 50 likes, you lot. There's still over 60 of you lot in the building. We did hit the next subscriber mark, though. So big up to you lot. His road to 6K. Lewis, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Yeah, just check out Carefree Lewis G. We'll be live tomorrow. Some sort of transfer news. There's Havertz to Real Madrid rumours, God willing. So we're going to go through that and probably whatever else is there for the day. But yeah, big up everybody and up the Chelsea. Nearly at 40 points, people.
Havertz to Madrid rumours. Kai Havertz to Real Madrid.
Yep. I'm not asking questions. Apparently Chelsea wants 70 million, though. I will literally storm the offices for asking that stupidness. But whatever. If Madrid want him, please take him. I beg. Please.
Please. All right, Carefree Lewis G. Links in the title, people, for Lewis's stream. So click the link in the title to open up a new tab as well. Taz, or anything else you want to add before we close out?
Nope.
All right, calm. Big up TBG. Big up everyone that's locked in. Yeah, man, like I said, just continue to support. We're going to continue to keep the content rolling. Like I said, we're live in 15-20 minutes on the Twitch for the LA Lakers versus Phoenix Suns NBA regular season watch along. Then we're back here today. What we got coming up? 4:30 p.m. Mandem United podcast. So I'll be talking all things Manchester United, answering all your Manchester United questions. And then midnight, the Arsenal Manchester United show. So Cam and myself talking all things Arsenal and Manchester United. And then Friday, we're back 4:30 p.m. again. All these are UK times. Mandem United podcast, myself and Eddie talking all things Manchester United. That's where we'll delve into on Friday. United striker option. So Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen being the main two. And then 11:30 p.m. we're back. No, actually, I'll tell a lie. Members Q&A, 9:30 p.m. over on the Twitch. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. So 9:30 p.m. on Friday on the Twitch for the members Q&A. And then we're back here on the YouTube, always to end your working week and start your weekend. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, 11:45 p.m. people. But yeah, man, United Devil, I see you, Sleeping Dragon. Everyone who's saying big up to Lewis and Tarzan.
Big up Sleeping Dragon, my G.
Love, man. So catch you lot on the Twitch in about 10-15 minutes. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.